I never realized silence could weigh so much, so thick with ghosts of breath and memory, that even the wind dared not stir. That day, the snow mourned with me, sighing beneath my boots as I trudged across the endless white field toward the small cabin perched on the hill. My people had turned away, their eyes heavy with blame that wasn't mine. They didn't see me anymore, only my brother's crime written across my skin. His guilt clung to me like frost, and I bore it without protest. When I reached the cabin, my hands shook, not just from the cold, but from the weight of everything I carried. I knocked once. The sound cut through the stillness. Then the door opened, and there you were, a tall man with eyes like thawing ice and stillness that seemed older than the mountains behind him. We stared for a long moment before I found my voice. "I need a place to stay," I whispered. You didn't ask who I was or why I came. You only stepped aside. Inside, the scent of cedar smoke wrapped around me, sharp and clean. The warmth was faint, but enough to keep my heart from freezing. You sat near the hearth, carving something small from a piece of wood. The sound of your knife against the grain filled the silence. I sat close to the door, unsure if I belonged anywhere anymore. Hours passed before I dared speak again. "I need your help," I said quietly. Your knife paused. "What kind?" "Pretend to be my husband, just for a week." You didn't frown, didn't laugh. Just watched me like you were weighing the truth behind my words. "In the nearby town," I explained, "a woman alone becomes a rumor before she becomes a person. I'm tired of whispers. I just need your name beside mine." You studied me for a long, breathless moment. Then you nodded. "If a lie keeps the wolves away," you said, "maybe it isn't a lie at all." The next morning, we rode into town together. The snow was soft, the sky low and gray. People stared. At you, the quiet man who spoke little, and me, the stranger suddenly wrapped in respectability. The grocer smiled as we passed. "Morning, sir, ma'am." That word, ma'am, settled in my chest like a small, unexpected warmth. On the way home, I slipped on the icy path. Your hand caught mine, steady, sure. For a heartbeat, I forgot the cold. That touch wasn't bold, just careful, as if you were holding something fragile, something that might fly away if handled wrong. Days fell into a rhythm. You chopped wood. I cooked. We spoke little, but the quiet between us grew soft, not sharp. I began to understand your silence. It wasn't emptiness. It was listening. One evening, without looking up from your carving, you said, "I used to talk more. Life taught me not to." I smiled faintly. Sometimes words only build walls. Sometimes it's enough that someone stays. You gave me a tired smile, the kind that comes from surviving too much. On the 5th day, I saw you carving again. This time, a small bird. "For me?" I asked. Your eyes stayed on the wood. "Didn't plan to." "Then why do it?" Your hands kept moving. Maybe they remembered something my heart forgot. By the 6th day, gossip thawed with the snow. Men in town muttered about that cowboy's quiet wife. I looked down, but you said nothing. Later, I asked why. If I fought every lie, you said, I'd never have peace left for truth. That night, I woke to the crackle of firelight. You sat by the flames, shadows deep under your eyes. "You can't sleep?" I whispered. "Sleep brings her back," you said softly. "Her." You nodded. "A woman I loved once. The snow took her away." I didn't ask more. I simply touched your shoulder. You froze, then slowly breathed again. We sat there in quiet understanding. Two souls marked by loss, finding warmth where there shouldn't be any. When dawn came, my borrowed week was nearly done. I packed my few things. The air inside the cabin felt different, heavier, fuller. "I should go," I murmured. You turned from the fire. "If I asked you to stay?" My chest tightened. "Why?" You rose, voice low. "Because this cabin stopped feeling like a place and started feeling like home when you walked in. Because your voice makes the air breathe again. Because I don't want to be alone anymore." Tears stung my eyes, but it started as a lie. "Some lies," you said, "are just truths waiting for courage." You reached for my hand. Rough, warm, alive. "If you'll let me, I want to make it real." Tomorrow morning, before the sun rises, I'll marry you for no one but us. I could barely breathe. Won't you regret it? You smiled softly. Only men who never love have time for regret. The next morning, the sky was bright for the first time in weeks. Snow glittered like silver dust as we stood beneath two tall aspens. No preacher, no crowd, just us and the world made new. You took my hands. Your name, you said, is written in my heart now, Zoltana. The sound of my name in your voice felt like spring breaking through ice. From then on, life moved quietly but full. You laughed more. I sang while I cooked. We built a small fence for the horses, mended things that didn't even need fixing. When rain came, we let it soak us and didn't care. The world had turned softer somehow. One evening, as the sky blazed orange over the plains, I said, "That first night I was afraid of you." You chuckled. "And now," I whispered, "I feel safe, like the world can't touch me." Safety, you said, squeezing my hand, is love's quiet prayer. Later, under the stars, I thanked the heavens for that cold night when a stranger opened his door and unknowingly opened my heart too. We still live in that cabin. Winters come and go and the snow still falls, but it no longer feels cruel. Every flake reminds me of the night two lonely souls found warmth in each other. Sometimes you take out that small wooden bird, run your thumb over its wings, and smile. "It reminds me," you say, "of the night a girl walked through the snow and changed my seasons." And I rest my head against your shoulder, whispering, "And you gave my heart a home." The snow still falls, but inside these walls, it never feels cold again. Because once love finds you, it burns quietly, steady enough to keep two hearts warm through every winter to come.